Hey, so I'm about to watch the Will Smith apology video. I do already have an opinion. I have not watched the video. Um, I guess I'm not surprised, but I do wish he would have took a different route. But before I say anything, I'm gonna take the opportunity to watch the video first. So let's clear the energy. So cleanse those two. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I did accidentally watch like a few seconds of him just coming in and sitting down. And when he sat down, he released a sound, like a sigh, like, so I kind of feel like he already in this energy of like, let me go ahead and get this over with. Like he felt like he just got to complete this ritual and then he could go back to his life. The thing is that the universe gave him the opportunity to do something different, to do something radical. Um, but it's hard to make radical decisions when you're a celebrity because there's so much people and money involved. That the pressure that everybody make you feel like, oh, you have to comply, you have to do things like everybody else had did things, and he's just going through the emotions. I do feel like if he didn't want to apologize, like if he thought about this and don't feel like he should apologize, I wish he would have stood on that. Because people gonna love you or hate you, but he know more than what we know. So from what he know, if he feel like what he did wasn't the wrong thing to do, or he don't feel like it deserved an apology, because I feel like there's factors about this that, yeah, it looked bad for him to go up on stage to slap Chris Rock, but there was a lot of antagonizing before he even got to that position. So there's a lot of factors at play. And if we knew, if we wasn't in Will Smith position, we probably be pissed the fuck off at somebody. Somebody need to get fucking slapped or something like that. So we can't sit here and like fully condemn him, because I also feel like if this was like a little baby or some shit like that, yeah, he would have been forced to apologize, but he would not have gotten the criticism that Will Smith has got. It would be like a whole different energy. And I don't feel like he would have had lost as much as Will Smith has lost, because the baby integrated that image into his persona, his rapper persona. Will Smith is in a completely different energy, I guess. Well, people project him in a different energy, but it's getting to the point that he just want to be himself. He don't want to be the character that people see him as anymore. And he trying to break free from it. But the judgment, the criticism is making him follow suit like everybody else. But I mean, let's watch.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
Okay. Mm. He must didn't want an interviewer. So he just gonna read the question and then respond. I understand. He don't look as sad as before. I don't know. I feel like he has some TLC. He has some time to recuperate and stuff like that. I'm just hoping that he is strong um being alone, standing alone. I hope that he's strong because I don't really feel like this is going to get easier, but people will forget eventually. Hmm. Will Smith also said that his wife Jada did not tell him to do something after she rolled her eyes in response to Rock's joke.
I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us.
He said that this had nothing to do with Jada. This has something to do with the history that he already had with Chris Rock. So that means that he felt like Chris Rock in some way somehow deserved that slapped in the face. Like, what beef is between Chris Rock and Will Smith? Like, what is the beef? What is the beef? Oh, hold on, y'all. What happened? What happened? I was gonna shuffle and then come back, but some people like to see the shuffling. All right, so it looked like some type of failed collaboration. Maybe it was Chris Rock took away some type of job opportunity from him. It was some type of form of competition between them. Um, maybe even something on the internet or something like that. But it don't look like anything major. Like it don't look like anything major. So sometimes I feel like he don't even dislike Chris Rock. It's like it just kind of feel like a setup. What do Will Smith think of Chris Rock at this moment? This argument is necessary for our growth. Let it all out. I can't take it. I love it when we are in harmony together. You're my person. I'm in a time of transition and move forward. So he do feel like he is letting go of whatever anger that he had. He has obsessed about this situation, went over it time and time again. A part of me feel like it don't really have anything to do with Chris Rock. So maybe he misspoken right then and there. I think what he meant to say was it didn't have nothing to do with Jada, but Chris Rock just triggered me and I blew up. I couldn't take it no more. That was the final straw for me. So because I think that what actually had him so upset is the pressure of the industry. Because before he even got to the Grammys, there was already a lot of talk about him. Um, there was already a lot of people questioning his manhood because of the situation with Jada. I just don't believe that this had nothing to do with Jada. I just don't believe that. But why would he say that or feel the need to say that? Because I feel like Jada pressures him to stand up for her. But like, this is messing up. I feel like she might have guilt tripped him, like, cried about how this is making people look at her in a type of way. And she don't feel like she deserved the heat and everything. And Will Smith trying to alleviate that. But I do feel like it has something to do with Jada, or maybe he just not willing to admit that to himself yet. Because, when it comes to the Jada and Arsena situation, he want us to believe that, it didn't really hurt him. It wasn't no big deal or something like that. It's something that they moved past or something that they got over. And I believe that for a long time, whatever Will Smith projected out, he tried to be that. So if he said that he believed or see the situation in that way, he tried to force himself to believe and see the situation in that way, but he actually be lying to himself. So let's see. What is between him and Jada? Like, what is the situation between him and Jada? Yeah, I got the Wheel of Fortune reverse. I'm still feeling like they need to separate. It's something about the relationship that is just toxic. I feel like they already basically separated. Mm. You know what? I really feel like Will Smith is surrounded by too many sharks, too many people that they have like their own agenda. They have like They want their own outcome out of this. Um, when it comes to him and Jada relationship, it's not on good terms. And it's really triggering to him. You lose sight of the future by dwelling on the past. Pain and difficulty do not disappear right away. Emotional upset continues. You are not taking responsibility for your emotions. Self-control is necessary now. Inheritance are okay. So, and I actually, with this justice card coming out, I low key feel like he feel like Jada deserved some of the heat that she got. But you know, he don't want to say that because he still worry about his image a little way too much for me. Um but you know, he don't want to look like the man who threw him under the bus. Also, Will Smith has been conversating. I see him like on the phone talking to other men, maybe like Denzel Washington, other actors and stuff like that. People who he feel like he could trust and everything. And they all kind of giving him like the same advice and everything. Some of it, um, these people is got an outdated way of thinking. Okay. Will Smith is not supposed to be in that position. I think that Will Smith is supposed to um show us a new way of doing things, but he's letting fear stop him from doing that. So right now he's listening to all these men that he called up because you know he concerned about his career, he concerned about his image and everything. And like people like Denzel and shit like that, like, yeah, man, just stay in your relationship with your wife, try to make it work. Do an apology video because regardless of the reason why you slapped him, it just do not look like manly enough. It just don't look good, Will. You know, shit like that. And they telling him what he can do to make it better, but it's in conflict with what he truly feel because there's so much that he want to say. But there's so many people that telling him like, no, you should not say it. It's not a good time to expose the industry. If you do, people might look at you crazy and shit like that. And you know, people in his generation might just look at him crazy, but people in younger generations, not so much. Not so much. But Will got to get to a point. He got to get to a point that he don't give a fuck either way. He got to set himself free. And he's terrified.
What would you say to the people who looked up? I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us.
And that's really sad because he meant that part. And to see Cure, he meant that part. He really do feel like he bought a lot of shame. He feel really guilty. But it's a conflict because it's like he don't necessarily regret what he did. He just regret how people perceive it. you know? And he feel like because all right, he live in a smaller world than what we live in. So there are people that is in the industry and they talking to him and they telling him that you look really bad right now. But that's not the only perspective. But that seems to be like the only perspective that he trusts. Not necessarily care about, but what he trusts. Because right now the industry is changing. And he don't know like should he go doing things how people usually do it, or should he just not give a fuck and just ride this out? Hmm.
What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma.
That is so fucking true, yo. I want to hug him just for saying that shit. That is so true. That is so true. And let him finish.
I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is, I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself.
Yo, he can't heal from his trauma without speaking truth. He got to be able to tell the truth about everything in order to heal from his trauma. Now, it's not he don't have to do that publicly. He could be doing that privately, and I really hope so. But what he said just then, I really felt that, because that is so true for him. And I'm just glad that he even aware that that is one of his deepest traumas, because what I seen that night is like the universe testing him. So outside of everything else, that's why I didn't have that much judgment for him. I have a whole lot of compassion because I understand. Like, I put myself in his shoes for a moment, and I understood where he was at. And I don't feel like nobody else is giving him that same understanding. Like, I mean, even if I was in a position of Chris Rock, I feel like I would have understood. Dead ass. Because, like, there's a bigger picture to this. And, I feel bad because who question was that? I'm kind of feeling like it could have been questions that he agreed upon, questions that he even wanted to be asked. But in that question itself shows a lot about humanity and the position that we put celebrities in. He is just human, but nobody is really looking at him like that. People is looking at him like he's supposed to be some type of role model, like he's supposed to act some type of way because of what? Who the fuck is disappointed in him outside of Chris Rock? Like, I don't get that shit. I don't feel disappointed. You ain't disappoint me. I don't feel like somebody outside of me have to um uphold a standard to make me feel comfortable. So, he really needs to be questioning motherfuckers like that. But he's so hurt, he really do. He's so hard on himself, yo. He is so hard on himself. What he said was true. He really do feel to blame. He feel ashamed because other people said that they feel ashamed. And most of these people is people that don't even give a fuck about him. People who coming up to him and be like, yo, we need you to continue to make this motherfucking money. Look at these articles. Look at these papers. Everybody don't like what you did. Everybody is so disappointed in your actions. They might not say it like that, but they will slide a piece of paper in front of him to show, the cover of a magazine that is talking about his fuck up or something like that. Yo, he really need I don't agree. I just don't agree with how people is treating him. I don't agree with the lack of compassion. Now, I don't agree with his actions fully, but when I zoom out, there was a lot of parts in it. And if we was to see all those parts, and if he was able to talk about it, and I feel like one day it's gonna come out, like maybe when he's old or some shit like that. But he probably gonna have cancer at that motherfucking point because he repressing all these lies and shit like that, trying to save face for everybody else, sacrificing himself. So it's probably going to manifest into cancer. So when he on his motherfucking deathbed, he gonna write a biography about it, and then the truth gonna come out, and then everybody gonna be like, "Oh, poor Will, we didn't know he was going through this." Nah, fuck that shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Will, stand up for your motherfucking self, so you don't have to manifest cancer or some other dumb shit, so you could speak your truth. Start living now while you have the chance to live. I get so mad sometimes, Lord Jesus.
As a piece. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. He already is fucking up. Cause see, now he feel like he got something to prove. Now he feel like he got something to prove. Now he feel like so he just gonna be more fake, basically. I mean, shit. Motherfuckers ain't shit, I'm talking about in the world in general. Because in this particular situation, I think that more compassion should be applied. And I understand that some people may not be able to see it like that because, I use my intuition to pick up on things. And some of the things that I feel like I know makes the picture clearer to me. So, but when people just looking at it on the surface, they may not see it. But I really feel like people people want too much out of celebrities. I mean, not want too much, but they have too many expectations. That's why you're not supposed to idolize anything outside of yourself, because it leads to this type of confusion. And Will Smith need to really stop putting himself in that position, because he's still living in the trauma of his dad. I'm not really sure where that come from, but no, man. Only he could save his motherfucking self. That's for sure. If people don't give you respect, then you just got to stop giving a fuck and start demanding it. And if they still refuse to give it to you, you just got to stop giving a fuck and living your life by what makes you happy. Now, I don't agree with you putting your hands on anybody. I mean, I would have preferred him to make that type of promise, like, I'm gonna try really hard not to put my hands on another motherfucker in the future. I'm gonna think twice about it. But he put himself in a position where he's trying to gain back the trust of people that don't even care about him for real. Because if they did, care about him, they will have the same compassion that I have for him right now, because I won't even say that I'm a fucking fan, but I still have fucking compassion. But these supposed to be people that idolize you and stuff like that, man. Don't be living up to these demon standards. Make your own motherfucking standards. Free yourself. Free yourself, Will. Shit.